Welcome to Spoiled Vision Movie Recaps. In today's installment, we delve into part 1 and 2 of a 2022 series called Island, where a newlywed couple's idyllic photo shoot on Jeju Island takes a dark turn. Inadvertently touching a sacred statue, they trigger a transformation, morphing into malevolent creatures. Just as the demonic couple threatens a photographer, a mysterious man, revealed as Van, the guardian and demon exterminator of Jeju Island, effortlessly dispatches the creatures. Transitioning to a church, anxious pastors discover a foreboding image forecasting impending calamity. They discuss Peter Giovanni, a man capable of thwarting such events through exorcism. Giovanni, having completed a ritual, learns of a woman destined to confront darkness. However, a tragic past reveals her previous failure, leading to Giovanni's renewed mission to assist her in preventing the looming threat. The narrative shifts to Woo Miho, a wealthy and haughty individual. As the only child of a prosperous family, Miho's disdain for her aunt's hotel management becomes evident. Despite her aunt's warning, Miho, asserting her majority ownership, dismisses any interference, leaving her aunt uneasy in the face of Miho's arrogance. Returning home, Miho is accosted by two imposing men whom she initially blames on her personal assistant's alleged careless driving. Attempting to defuse the situation, Miho requests an apology, but the men's arrogance escalates. Unveiling her martial skills, Miho subdues them, only to discover they were sent by her aunt to tarnish her reputation, causing a significant drop in the company's shares. Faced with her father's anger, Miho rejects his suggestion to go overseas. Despite feeling framed, public perception prompts her to heed her uncle's advice. Clear her name by becoming a teacher at a Jeju Island high school. Upon arriving at Jeju Island, journalists await to exploit Miho's status. Her assistant tries to fend them off, urging Miho to leave. Startled by the appearance of Juri, a demon from a prior scene, Miho is chased until saved by the demon hunter, Van. Fleeing and hiding in a boxcar, Van intervenes, destroying the demon. Miho faints but wakes in her villa with her uncle and assistant. Recounting her ordeal, Miho's assistant dismisses it as delirium. Meanwhile, Van, with an old woman, evades questions about a sense sign, hinting at Miho's destiny. Unresponsive, Van leaves and we glimpse his past. Surviving a demon massacre, Van was experimented on by monks aiming to create humans with demonic powers. Only two, including Van, emerged as half-demon, half-human hybrids. Returning to Miho's story, influenced by family and friend support, she reluctantly agrees to become a high school teacher. Upon returning home, news from her secret investigator reveals her personal assistant's betrayal, implicating him in the framing orchestrated by her aunt. Disheartened by the revelation, Miho severs ties with her assistant, who succumbs to demonic influence, transforming into a vengeful devil. Devastated by the betrayal, Miho attempts to escape, but is relentlessly pursued by the demon. Utilizing her martial skills, she manages to kick the demon away, leading her to flee into the forest. Cornered, the demon is poised to strike, but Van, the demon hunter, reappears in the nick of time to rescue Miho. In the aftermath, as the police and Miho's uncle arrive, Van vanishes. Despite recounting the incident, the police dismiss Miho's claims as mere imagination. The narrative then shifts to a younger Van in the past, imprisoned with a friend. Won Jiang, a girl, aids their escape. However, Van, struggling with his half-demon nature, unintentionally bites Won Jiang. She, in an unexpected twist, welcomes this, allowing them to escape but ultimately faints due to the bite's effects. Despite their taste of freedom, Van and his friend decide to return Won Jiang to the oppressive monks, sacrificing their newfound liberty. Consequences ensued as the monks' leader, infuriated by Van, Won Jiang, and their friends' escape, subjected them to caning, inflicting severe injuries. Following this, Won Jiang, having survived Van's bite, bid farewell to pursue mastering the demon warding shield. Returning to the present, Pastor Peter Giovanni arrives in Korea, welcomed by Miho's uncle, who is aware of Miho's destined role in preventing darkness. Giovanni, distinguished by the Vatican as an exceptional exorcist, aims to aid Miho and identify the half-demon guardian of Jeju Island. Meanwhile, Miho, distressed by recent events, contemplates fleeing Jeju Island to escape constant demon threats. Simultaneously, a mysterious man pours his blood into a statue, the origin of the black smoke transforming humans into demons. At the airport, Miho faces opposition from officers enforcing her family's prohibition on leaving the island. Detained, a surprising turn occurs when a demon, once an officer, targets Miho. Despite the demon's deadly assault on the officers, Miho narrowly escapes the airport. A dramatic chase unfolded between Miho and the devil. Despite Miho's skilled driving, she couldn't evade the devil, ultimately crashing her car. As the devil closed in, Van, the demon hunter, appeared and effortlessly dispatched the threat. Miho, now face-to-face with Van, was bewildered by the demonic pursuit. Van, expressionless, warned her that vengeful demons would relentlessly target her, a destiny she couldn't comprehend. Meanwhile, Peter Giovanni continued his investigation into Van, seeking answers. Unable to shake off the earlier incident, Miho resorted to sleeping pills. Van unexpectedly entered her room, reminiscent of a scene from Twilight, providing her with a sense of security. Despite Miho's offer to pay, Van initially refused, but eventually agreed to a contract. The seeds of an unexpected connection between them began to sprout. The following day, Miho, delighted with the signed contract, noticed Van recalling past memories with a woman resembling her. Episode 3 and 4 unveiled Van's encounters with Baek-ju, who shared tales of Byung-jul, a tree god capable of avenging the oppressed. Intrigued, Yoon-ji, Baek-ju's granddaughter, listened attentively. The narrative returned to Miho, excited for her first day as a high school teacher on Jeju. Miho surprised her uncle by introducing Van as her new bodyguard, the very same demon hunter her uncle encountered in his youth. As they headed to school, a budding romance between Miho and the enigmatic Van began to unfold, piquing Miho's curiosity and attraction despite Van's cold demeanor. On Miho's first day of teaching, the students' peculiar questions about her wealthy background disrupted the class. Yoon-ji, one of Miho's students, left unexpectedly, heading to her friend Sir Ryan's house, who had been absent from school. There, Yoon-ji discovered Sir Ryan's battered face, a result of her abusive boyfriend. Despite urging Sir Ryan to report the abuse, she hesitated due to fear. Sir Ryan's boyfriend, aware of Yoon-ji's intervention, demanded Sir Ryan to expel her. In the midst of this, Yoon-ji sought Miho's help, who advised reporting the incident to the police. Meanwhile, Miho's uncle met Baek-ju, seeking assurance regarding Van's proximity to Miho. Baek-ju reassured him, emphasizing that Van was the only one capable of protecting Miho from vengeful demons, urging Miho's uncle not to worry and entrusting Miho's safety to Van. Living in Miho's villa, Van received a heartfelt warning from Miho's uncle, who now fully trusted him to protect Miho. Meanwhile, Sir Ryan, seeking revenge on her abusive boyfriend, ventured into a forest to plead with the god Byung-jul, guided by Yoon-ji's advice. During the ritual for Byung-jul, Van sensed an impending evil presence. In another setting, Miho, unaware of Sir Ryan's actions, was surprised by the unexpected arrival of Peter Giovanni, claiming to be Miho's uncle's nephew. Despite Peter's pleasant demeanor, Miho expressed frustration at being ignored by Van. When Van appeared, Miho, in a drunken state, implored him not to leave. Observing Miho's distress, Peter questioned her uncle about Van, expressing concern over the perceived threat Van posed. Despite Peter's attempts to keep Miho away from Van, the situation escalated during a trip when Van sensed something amiss and requested to be dropped off in the forest. Upon reaching the school, Yoon-ji urgently sought Miho and Peter's help for Sir Ryan, revealing a disturbing incident. Miho, recognizing the danger, instructed Yoon-ji to leave the matter to her. Inside Sir Ryan's house, Peter, experienced in exorcism, identified a mystical occurrence and initiated a ritual. However, it turned out to be a trap, transporting Miho to a different dimension. In the forest, Van discovered the Byung-jul worship tree missing, sensing the awakening of a vengeful demon. Simultaneously, a mysterious figure confronted Van. The narrative builds anticipation as the characters' fates intertwine in a complex web of supernatural events. Returning to Miho, she found herself in another dimension with Peter when a tree-shaped creature attacked them, with Sir Ryan controlled by Byung-jul inside. Van intervened, but even their combined efforts weren't enough against the powerful Byung-Julie. With Miho in peril, she attempted to convince Sir Ryan to break free from Byung-Jul's influence, promising to help her seek revenge. Sir Ryan, feeling hopeless, insisted on relying on Byung-Jul for vengeance, even willing to sacrifice her soul. As Byung-Jul threatened to consume Sir Ryan entirely, Miho's latent strength surged, overpowering Byung-Julie. This unexpected burst of power was sensed by the mysterious man and Baekju. Ultimately, Miho freed Sir Ryan from Byung-Jul's influence, and Van opened a portal for their return. Upon witnessing Sir Ryan safe, Miho fainted. Upon waking in the hospital, Miho inquired about Sir Ryan's condition. Van explained that Byung-Jul's attack was orchestrated to target Miho and Sir Ryan as bait. The polluted influence of a vengeful demon corrupted Byung-Jul, turning it into a threat. Feeling responsible, Miho visited the comatose Sir Ryan and arranged for the best doctors to attend to her. Later, Miho questioned Peter Giovanni's identity and motives. Peter revealed that he was assigned to investigate and ensure Miho's safety from both demonic threats and Van. Knowing she had two protectors looking out for her, Miho felt a newfound sense of reassurance. Feeling guilty for Sir Ryan's plight, Miho instructed her uncle to gather information about Sir Ryan's influential boyfriend with the intention of seeking justice. Simultaneously, Peter's true purpose was revealed, to make Miho remember her past as one Jeong. Despite Peter's doubts about Van, the Vatican insisted on sticking to the prophecy and protecting Miho. With the help of her uncle, Miho learned that Sir Ryan's boyfriend, despite repeated crimes, faced minimal consequences due to his influence. Determined to ensure justice, Miho utilized her family's influence, but the boyfriend received a lenient 3-year prison sentence. Annoyed by this, Miho confronted him at the hospital, but he remained unapologetic. That night, Van approached Byung-Jul to fulfill the payment for Sir Ryan's revenge. Surprisingly, mystical justice befell Sir Ryan's boyfriend as Byung-Jul intervened, causing his demise. The next day at school, Miho encountered Baekju, who seemingly knew her well, hinting at a shared past. Later, Miho, fearing Van's involvement in the boyfriend's death, sought reassurance. Van affirmed he had never killed a human, easing Miho's concerns. In an attempt to stay connected, Miho gave Van a phone, expressing a desire for closer communication. The narrative skillfully intertwines supernatural elements, personal relationships, and past connections, building intrigue and anticipation. Following the intense confrontation between Van and Peter, Miho witnessed the clash that unfolded between them. Peter questioned Van's past killings, whether it involved one Jeong or Miho, and the possibility of a recurrence. In response, Van, enraged, launched an attack on Peter, leading to a fierce battle. Surprisingly, Peter's combat prowess proved to be formidable, despite Van's efforts. Ultimately, Peter lured Van into a room where he had set a trap. Although initially captured, Van's demonic powers revived, allowing him to escape and resume assaulting Peter. As Peter neared death, Miho arrived, witnessing the violent scene. In a desperate attempt to protect Miho, Peter ordered her to flee, but Van, still under the influence of his demonic form, targeted her. This event triggered memories of the past for Miho. Episodes 5 and 6 commenced with Van, seemingly losing control in his demonic state, attempting to attack Miho with his sword. However, Van's consciousness resurfaced just before the sword could strike Miho, prompting him to sacrifice his own hand to prevent harming her. Subsequently, Van left Miho in the care of the unconscious Peter. Miho's uncle questioned Peter about the ordeal, and Peter explained his initial motive, to ascertain whether Van posed a threat to Miho. Eventually, Peter acknowledged that despite turning into a demon of lust, Van had attempted to protect Miho by sacrificing his hand. The uncle recognized Van as the essential guardian for Miho's safety. However, Peter remained uncertain and expressed his intent to assume responsibility for Miho's well-being. Meanwhile, injured Van recalled Baekju's warning about his gradual transformation into a demon of lust with continued power usage. In a different location, the mysterious man's blood exhibited signs of transformation, accompanied by black smoke, which indicated the creation of another devil. The incident of a climber falling victim to a demon made headlines, catching the attention of Jeju and others. Concerned for Van's well-being, Miho sought information about his whereabouts. Miho's genuine concern for Van led her through the challenging jungle to reach him and tend to his wounds. Despite her sincere intentions, Van, in his ignorant state, rejected Miho's efforts. Undeterred, Miho resumed her responsibilities as a teacher, now accompanied by Peter, who gained attention from female students due to his handsome appearance. Miho encountered Sir Ryan, who failed to recognize her due to being unconscious during their previous encounter. Yoonji informed Sir Ryan about Miho's role in helping her, prompting gratitude from Sir Ryan towards Miho and Peter. A friendly teacher invited Miho and Peter to her engagement, where they enjoyed dinner. During the dinner, Peter received joyful news that his long-lost older brother, Chan-hee, had been found. This discovery brought happiness to Peter, who had been searching for his brother since returning to Korea. However, unbeknownst to Peter, Chan-hee had allied himself with the mysterious man and transformed into a demon of lust, preying on individuals to alleviate his childhood pain. Unlike the demons Van had defeated, Chan-hee retained consciousness and could revert to his human form with the mysterious man's assistance. Later that evening, Miho attended her friend's engagement, where Peter acquainted himself with her kind and polite friend. Miho was blissfully unaware that Van, despite his outer stoicism, secretly observed her from outside, ensuring her safety. Meanwhile, Van, upon returning to Baekju's place, learned from her friends about a victim with 12 cuts, sparking a realization in Van's mind. He went to the hospital to confirm his suspicions, discovering that the mysterious person responsible for the attacks was his friend. The next day, Miho took Peter to visit the former orphanage where he and his brother grew up, evoking memories of Peter's past before being adopted and taken abroad. Upon discovering Peter's long-lost brother's address, Miho graciously shared the information with him, leading Peter to express deep gratitude for her assistance in finding his older brother. Unbeknownst to them, the mysterious man observed their interactions from a distance. Later, Miho received a call from her friend, informing her that her friend's fiancé wanted to deliver something. However, on the way, her friend's fiancé encountered the mysterious man, resulting in a tragic incident where he lost his life. Van, witnessing this event, became determined to apprehend his friend, Gungtan. Upon confronting Gungtan, Van questioned his friend's motives, but Gungtan remained silent. The emotional tension escalated, leading to a battle between them. Despite Gungtan's powerful shield, Van managed to destroy it, prompting a shift from a physical battle to a verbal confrontation. Meanwhile, armed with the address provided by Miho, Peter finally located his brother, Chan-hee. A flashback revealed that Peter and Chan-hee had been adopted by the same parents abroad. Due to Chan-hee's mysterious illness, their parents decided to separate them, abandoning Chan-hee. Unaware of his brother's demonic transformation, Peter brought Chan-hee to Miho's place. In a flashback, Peter introduced Chan-hee to Miho, who was grieving the death of her friend's fiancé. Miho, unaware of Chan-hee's sinister intentions, invited him to stay in their home. Later that night, Chan-hee took advantage of the opportunity and silently entered Miho's room while Peter was asleep, raising concerns about his true intentions towards Miho. In a tense moment, Chan-hee's demonic possession proves to be stronger than any devil Peter has faced before. Despite Peter's best efforts and mastery of exorcism spells, the demon within Chan-hee prevails, leaving Peter devastated. Meanwhile, Van, seriously injured and facing Gungtan's threats, is in a weakened state. Gungtan, determined to fulfill his own agenda, demands that Van resume his pursuit of Wonjong, Miho, warning that he will take matters into his own hands if Van fails to comply. Miho, unaware of the ongoing supernatural battles, is shocked to find her room in disarray after the confrontation between Van and Chan-hee. Upon discovering Peter's departure, she becomes curious about the mysteries surrounding her past as Wonjong. Miho seeks answers from her uncle, leading her to a meeting with Baekju. During their conversation, Baekju reveals that Wonjong is Miho from a past life, possessing extraordinary powers such as the ability to create shields that can confine demons and the power to heal anything. Eager to understand the extent of her abilities and help Van, Miho questions Baekju further. However, Baekju insists that Miho must discover these powers on her own, citing the incident where Miho unintentionally used her abilities to save Sir Ryan from Byung-Julie. Their discussion is interrupted by the arrival of Yoon-jae. Meanwhile, Peter, confronted with the overwhelming strength of the demon within Chan-hee, faces a difficult decision. Despite his love for his brother, Peter struggles with the realization that the demon might be beyond his ability to exorcise. The situation escalates as the battle against the powerful demon unfolds, leaving the fates of Miho, Van, and Peter hanging in the balance. In a heartbreaking turn of events, Peter faces the harsh reality that his brother Chan-hee's soul has merged with the devil, and his consciousness is fading away. Chan-hee, aware of his impending transformation into a devil, pleads with Peter to end his suffering. Despite the emotional turmoil, Peter cannot bring himself to kill his brother. Desperate for a solution, he turns to Miho for help, believing that her unique powers might offer a chance to save Chan-hee. Miho, initially hesitant and unsure of her abilities, eventually agrees to assist Peter. The situation becomes even more dire as Miho's presence agitates Chan-hee, causing him to become more aggressive and break free from his restraints. In a selfless act, Peter shields Miho from Chan-hee's attack, putting himself in harm's way to protect her. Van, returning to the scene, engages in a fierce battle with Chan-hee. However, the demonic powers within Chan-hee prove formidable, and the confrontation becomes increasingly challenging for Van. As Chan-hee is on the verge of delivering a fatal blow to Miho, Peter intervenes and, realizing the irreversible nature of his brother's condition, decides to end Chan-hee's suffering by killing him. With a heavy heart, Peter hands the responsibility over to Van, providing the necessary code to carry out the act. The emotional toll on Peter is evident as he watches his brother succumb to the demonic influence. The first session concludes with a glimpse of Gumten, who, along with his followers, reveals an unexpected twist. Yoon-jae is revealed to be Gumten's confidant, adding a layer of complexity to the unfolding supernatural drama. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification for more movie recaps.